All right, I got two tragedies. I don't have any way around either one of these. I either have news on Uvalde, which is going to make people mad again.
I know. I bet I know which it is too. Fuck.
Or I have the Clerks 3 trailer. Which one's the bigger tragedy?
You know, I feel like more people are going to die from Clerks 3, so let's do that.
You want to do Clerks 3? Sage in the chat says, you should reach out to Alex. This dude seems to love hanging out on shows with whoever. Yeah, that would be really nice. I did. I sent Alex a DM, and he didn't get back to me. I'm the only show. When did I send it? I sent it Tuesday, so I sent it 2 days ago. We'll see. Maybe we'll have Alex on this lovely little program if he feels like going slumming. I always say that too whenever I ask bigger names to come on the show. Hey, you feel like going slumming and coming on this show? It's a little self-deprecation, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Lionsgate. You were very cool about us watching this, a little sneak peek of this towards the end of last night's show. You were very cool in not striking us for it. Let's do it again. This is all fair use. We're going to pause and we're going to comment and we're going to do all that. Do not take down my video for playing the Clerks trailer. I always thought that was the point of trailers, was for people to share them and talk about them and everything else. So just let this one be. Here it is, guys. The movie none of you asked for. Clerks 3. I'm sorry. Okay, if I may. We're playing boot hockey at 50 years old on top of the gas station convenience store we own. These guys bought this. Now, in Clerks 2, Randall and Dante bought the Quick Stop. They reopened it after the fire, and they've now basically been running it for the last 15 years or so. Watching these guys at 50 still play these characters and watching Jay and Silent Bob stand outside the Quick Stop, it just hurts. Like, of all the nostalgia porn we've been fed, I think the saddest thing about nostalgia porn of the last 10 to 20 years, the saddest thing I've seen so far is Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd dressed up as Ghostbusters. That's been the...
It's always weird with me, and I felt this way with Clerks 2 as well. Like, how do you not shoot the other two movies in black and white?
I mean, at least with Clerks 2, they did the thing where they started in black and white, and then when the Quick Stop fire happened, they switched over to color.
Right.
So at least we had that. But with this one now, this is just, well, you guys will see.
That's how we did it in the 90s, son.
Right. It's my whole point about movies now. That is how we did it in the 90s. It's time to start doing it a different way now.
Can't catch my breath, man.
Really? Should I try mouth stuff?
What is this, a Tinder date? Get off of me. Oh, shit.
Mr. Dante! I need an ambulance at the Quick Stop.
Saved my life, man.
So Randall has a heart attack, and that's going to lead to Randall having an epiphany that in Clerks 3, he should make Clerks 1.
Wish I had a life worth saving.
What are you talking about?
Sit around and watch the same movies over and over.
I always thought you could have made a cool movie.
You're right. I'm living on borrowed time. No more watching movies. I'm gonna make a movie!
You see his finger thing came off, and that made him flatline.
Oh,
and so he had to check to make sure he wasn't dead.
I do like how the video store is now a THC store, though. That's a pretty fun little jab.
That one is fair. Yeah, that's a good one.
What's the movie going to be about? It's about him working here. Meta.
Everything in the script is something either me or someone I know said.
I'm not even supposed to be here today. Maybe Jay and Silent Bob could be characters.
So the premise now is becoming clear. Randall in Clerks 3 is writing Clerks 1, and we just go back and revisit. Like, this is every time Kevin Smith decides to jump back into this universe, the last 5 or 6 years, it's the same thing.
I gotta look at the View Askew universe.
It's member berries, nostalgia, and then meta shit. And it's just they did it with the
Yeah,
they did it
you're
with
you're not gonna be happy about this.
What?
You're not. How do you want this news?
Straight up.
So Clerks 3. So I went to the View Askew universe just to check their fucking titles, right?
Yeah.
Clerks 3 is done, right? Guess what's in pre-production?
If you say it's another Jay and Silent Bob movie, I'm going to break my television.
Step away from your desk while I tell you this.
Should I put the remote down?
I don't know. It's like partial credit, so maybe.
Okay, go ahead.
Twilight of the Mallrats.
No! No! Come on! Jeremy London probably looks like shit. I don't want to see him. Jason Lee looks really old. I don't want to see him. Stop it! Kevin, you have...
Kevin Smith confirmed that Mallrats 2 is being written in the summer of 2016.
I don't want to watch 50-year-old men hang out at the mall.
Mallrats 2 was going to be his next film instead of Clerks 3 as originally intended and would begin filming in 2015. In January 2020, Smith announced development of Mallrats 2 has started up again.
Who's giving this motherfucker money to make these movies?
He is giving himself money to make these
God
movies.
Damn it, no. Stop. It's good.
Right.
Mallrats is perfect. It's a perfect movie. Clerks 1, dude, you got lucky with Clerks 2. You got lucky, okay? It was a good sequel that was made way too long after the first one. You had a good story to tell. You had something to say. This is just schmoozy, schmaltzy bullshit. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So here's the progression, okay? This is chronologically, right? You had Clerks, you had Mallrats, you had Chasing Amy. 3 awesome movies.
Very good movies.
So I don't really like this movie as much, but I understand I'm in the minority and everybody will eat me alive for it. I'm not a big fan of Dogma. It's not one of my favorites.
It's maybe my favorite Kevin Smith movie.
And that's the thing. You know how sometimes you just have these preferences that you know are wrong?
Yeah.
Like I've come to accept that my opinion of Dogma is wrong because everybody I know, that's like one of their favorites.
It just doesn't do anything for you.
Yeah, it just doesn't I just don't care, I guess. I would rather watch. Well, I used to be able to say I would rather watch any of his other movies, but I don't feel like that's the case anymore.
It's getting harder and harder. I mean, and by the way, you go on this YouTube video and you go look at the comments, they're all sucking his dick. I wonder if they're not in there deleting comments because this is bad and nobody's saying it's bad.
So, all right. You got Dogma. Then you have Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, which I thought was great.
Fine,
I really enjoyed that movie. That's like one of the, so you have Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and Clerks 2, and I would argue those both were got lucky moments.
Yeah, those would have been great.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back was like this giant weird pastiche to like everything he'd done up to it. Like there's no situation in which Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back should have worked, but it did.
Right.
And then Clerks 2, same thing. There's no reason that movie should have worked, but it did.
Dodged a bullet, big time.
And then you have Jay and Silent Bob's super groovy cartoon movie, which was trash, right? Yeah. Jay and Silent Bob reboot was
that was
trash. That might be worse than Jersey Girl, honestly. That might be his worst movie.
I will admit, just because I'm such a Carlin mark, I'm not that hard on Jersey Girl.
I have said forever I am way easier on Jersey Girl because Carlin's in it.
Yeah. And I like Ben Affleck. But
I'm impartial. I really hate J-Lo, though. That's the problem.
I'm telling you right now, Clerks 3 is going to be worse than the Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
I think you're wrong, but I think they'll be in the same neighborhood. I think when it's all said and done, we would both rather put soldering irons in our eyeballs, but I think I just don't see anything being worse than Jay and Silent Bob. Because at least near as we can tell so far, right? Because what I hate, so you know how you hate the member berries of let's go back and revisit all this shit?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that, right? It's not my favorite, okay? But I will take that all day over the hey, what if these two characters had kids? To me, that is so much less interesting than trying to revisit an original premise. The way they're doing this, Randall's making a movie. And again, I'm not saying my expectations are high for this one. They are not, right? But Randall, the character of Randall actually making a movie makes progressional sense to that character. Let's take we're all pissed that this movie's being made. Let's take that off the table, right? Like if you're looking at the whole thing, like what makes more sense? Randall making a movie or Jay and Silent Bob having kids?
Randall making a movie for sure.
Right. And that's my thing is like, I think like the problem with Jay and Silent Bob strike or reboot for me was that it really seemed shoehorn forced. Whereas like Clerks 3 seems like it's a like, hey, let's make some more money off this old shit, which sucks, right?
Yeah.
But there's not this like forced storyline of like, and they have this kid that never, and like, because it's always the same fucking. It's the same thing with that fucking Ghostbuster movie that came out, right?
Yeah,
like,
Egon's
granddaughter. Here's these fucking kids. Look at how many member-berry traits they have of their dad. Oh, or their mom. Oh God, that's so cool. It's like they're the same person. But oh no, now they have to face the same adventure.
Yeah,
but they're not their parents yet. It's why I hate fucking origin stories. Right?
Right, because we all know.
Well, but like with an origin story, like you go see Batman, and I'll say this, the new Batman actually did a pretty good job of this in the fact that like dude was just Batman. But you go see these origin stories, and it's like a fucking hour-and-a-half movie, and you're lucky if you see 20 minutes of the fucking superhero you went to go see.
Right, because
you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's Spider-Man running around in a fucking mask, like that's not the Superman costume because he's not Superman yet, right?
Yeah, I just with Clerks 3, it's a story that didn't need to be told. Like, they may have found a story to tell, but it's a story that didn't need to be told. Clerks 2, like, again, you talk about dodging a bullet. It had the perfect ending. Those guys were done. They had nothing more to tell us about these two.
I will say this. I'm going to hold out just a little semblance of hope, right? Because the whole thing with Clerks is, like, that's what Kevin Smith is. Like, that dude maxed out 2 of his credit cards to shoot that original movie after failing out of film school.
Yeah.
So I just like, I'm not as mad about the idea of him making a movie as I thought. Like, I hate the fucking, let's go play boot hockey and shit like that, right?
All
like
the member berries. Yeah.
Right. Like that's, and I think honestly, that's what Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back did the best, in my opinion, is that for how much of a pastiche of everything it was, they didn't really step on the member berries too bad. It wasn't about that. It was about a brand new story where they combined the entire fucking world, but it was you never felt like it was this weird retread for no reason.
Right. You had the Judd Nelson and the Will Ferrell characters, and they were fun. And you had these new people that they introduced, the jewel thieves and everything. So there was good stuff in there that was new. And yeah, they threw Ben Affleck, they threw Banky and Holden in there, and it's kind of cool, but they didn't lean on it.
Jason Lee, that's where he got his start, was fucking Mallrats.
I mean, this whole, he was a professional skateboarder before that.
I always forget about that.
But now in Clerks 3, it's just, you're right, yeah, it's just forced. They just forced a Clerks movie, and they're writing the first one in the third one, and oh boy. Well, guys, we have a minute left. Enjoy.
Jay and Silent Bob are like C-3PO and R2-D2. They've been here since the first movie, which was the last time they were cool, but they've been with the franchise so long, they still give them cameos and put them on the lunchboxes.
Snifty Booches! Please tell me why. They believe in you.
You should put in that stuff you used to say about the Death Star contractors.
Get sued by Disney? No way.
Take off your pants. What the hell is this?
I added a scene where you get shot.
I'm not letting you kill me off in the third act. What if there's a sequel?
A sequel? What am I, a hack?
Get it?
And that was the original ending too.
Yeah, you get it? He's writing the original Clerks movie, and if you make sequels to the Clerks movie, you're a hack. And there's Kevin Smith as Silent Bob giving him the, yeah, you're right, buddy.
Hey, but at least they have worse music.
I think it needs more weed.
Weed, bro, get it? You see, they smoke weed.
Oh, is that what they do?
Which, when you guys were in your 20s...
One of my favorite things, have you ever seen the Clerks animated series?
Yeah, I was young when I watched it, so it might suck, but I thought it was good when I watched
it.
It's great.
It's great, and ABC hated it, which means it was awesome. But like one of my favorite things about it was they couldn't have him smoking weed, so they were selling fireworks on the street. Like every time you saw them, they were selling fireworks out of their jackets. Just one of the funniest little weird fucking brush under things. Like, we're selling fireworks.
I remember. I didn't pick up on that because I was a kid, but yeah, now I get it.